This video is sponsored by Squarespace. You're cute, Bo. I'm at the farm today because I'm actually going to be coming by here a lot this week because I am farm sitting. I'm going to be looking after the cats, looking after the chickens, where are they? And I'm also going to be looking after the farm stand and the farmer's market. So I'm going to be here doing a bunch of harvesting, a bunch of bouquet making, and basically just what I used to do all day, every day. Pretty simple stuff. But it's going to be fun. It's been a while since I've been able to play with any flowers. And with it being mid-August, there's lots of summer stuff that should be ready. But I don't exactly know what all is here, so let's go take a peek at the fields. I'm happy to see this. Having a niece hyssop always makes bouquet making a lot easier because it makes such an amazing filler. And this patch is looking perfect for harvesting. I think it was last year that we planted this. So this is kind of like 2-year-old plants, and they're looking really happy and really healthy. So that's good. That'll give me the base that I need. This is where the feverfew and the rudbeckia used to always grow. And it's not really looking great. I mean, this time of year feverfew wouldn't really be available, but I gotta say the rudbeckia is looking really short. So I don't know if these plants are going to be anything I'm going to be able to pick off of. Luckily, there's lots of marigolds. With marigolds, everything is possible. And these, they've been producing for a while from the looks of them. But infinite stems in here. I'll be able to, have more than I need. So we got a base. We have a marigold base with a niece hyssop. All we need to do is find some additional flowers and we'll be great. Okay, there's some ammy in here. This will be a really nice little additional filler. And it looks like there's some bits and pieces, maybe some straw flowers, some of the sweet william. It's maybe tall enough to be able to use. A little bit of statice. Luckily, it looks like there's an entire bed of statice, and this is looking a lot better maintained. So this I'll be able to, get all the statice stems that I need. I know I was talking to Becca, and they were saying that the statice had gotten away on them a bit. I love statice, but one of the things about it is it's very much a use it or lose it plant. So if you're not picking off of it and it can start setting seed, then the plants kind of start to slow down. So I'm probably going to try to do a little bit of a deadhead good pick on this to at least kind of get it a little bit reset for them. There's a few snapdragons in here. A couple of these stems, these kind of maybe usable. I don't know. I'll have to go through here. There might be some stuff that I can salvage in here. Oh, and then this rudbeckia. These rudbeckias are looking a lot better than the old patch. So these I'll definitely be able to get some rudbeckia stems off of. There's a couple zinnia beds here, and these are kind of just getting started. So I'll be able to get some focals. There's a few other zinnia plants on the other side, and then kind of the rest of this here is, I don't know, but I do see a patch of self-seeded green mist ammy, which I love. That's a great one. Looks like perfect timing for that, so I'll be able to get a bunch there. But I'm curious, there's some stuff that I planted last year in the spring, and if it's still around, then I would be probably doing really good right now. This is where we put in a bunch of delphiniums last year, and they're more of an earlier weather one, so There's a couple, but not really much going on in here. But the thing I'm really curious about is I planted this yarrow called Peter Cottontail. It almost looks like a feverfew the way it grows, and it would be ready this time of year. If that's still around, that would make an excellent filler. Well, here's one of the plants. You can kind of see what I'm saying. It's how it looks like a feverfew with these like clusters, but this is actually of the yarrow family. But you know, it's pretty short. It's pretty unusable, and it kind of looks. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it just didn't get watered or if it doesn't overwinter well. It should have been cold hardy here, but it kind of looks like this patch didn't really survive. The other thing I'm curious about is I planted 2 full beds of sedum. I think about 1,200, 1,000 sedums went in. Oh, it's like a jungle, but there are actually some really good sedum here. Yeah, look at those. And these, gorgeous. Look at the size of these sedum heads on this. This is almost like a little bit too big to be able to use. I planted this down here because the sedum needs some drier conditions. The sedum that we had planted up near the house was getting too much water, so I figured this might be a really good spot. And it looks like, you know, they have been thriving down here. So this is going to be excellent filler. There isn't quite everything that I was hoping to find. I checked up at the top of the property where my greenery patch was planted. I had a bunch of herbs that had kind of been up there for 5 years, and they're not quite looking ideal for vase life. But you know, honestly, it doesn't take much, right? Like that's one of the incredible things about these market bouquets. You know, just, you know, statice, marigolds, anise hyssop, a couple of these zinnias, I'll be able to throw something together. And, you know, looking at the zinnias, there's probably about 100 that I could pick. 3 zinnias per bouquet. That's gonna make me 30 bouquets. That'll be great. And then more stuff will bloom before the market. So, no problem. First things first though, I have to pick the sunflowers. So this patch of sunflowers has just kind of started producing, and sunflowers, if you pick them at the right stage, they keep really good in the cooler. But if you leave them out in the field to bloom open, then they kind of start to lose their vase life. So I'm gonna be going through, I'm gonna be picking anything that's starting to come up, get it into the cooler, and then they'll be there for me when I go to make bouquets for the weekend. Today's Wednesday, so the plan is I'm gonna throw together 30 bouquets today, fill up the stand, have some stuff for tomorrow, and then try to pick some statice today. Every day I'm gonna be picking these sunflowers, and then on Friday we'll do a big pick and we'll go to the market. It's gonna be really fun. The kids are really excited to go to the market too. It's been a little while since they've been there, and they always have so much fun.
Nobody knows me like you do. You just read my mind. Nobody gets me except for you. Like we're intertwined. Seasons come and go. Universe will change, but I'll feel the same. Thought that you should know.
picking for 3 hours now. But we have to make bouquets first. Well, I'm a little slower than I remember. But yeah, I definitely, 3 hours, I got enough picked to be able to do 30 plus bouquets. So now I just have to start getting some stuff together. But it's 2 o'clock, so I want to get some stuff in the stand. This is when things start selling. Well, that worked out okay. You know, in about 45 minutes, I got another 21 bouquets done, and I put 11 up in the stand. So that's, you know, that's perfect. I have some leftover anise hyssop and some leftover marigolds in the cooler, which is great. Those will keep really well, and some statice. So that's something to start building towards market picking. And you know, this should make it so I can just come and pick and not have to worry about putting together more bouquets. But they look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. The stand is all filled up, and I think it looks pretty good. There's 2 that have sold of the 11 that was in here so far, and now there's another 10, so that's plenty. And now I'm gonna take the kids because they're getting at me. They're bored. It's time to go do something fun. I'm back at the farm. It's Thursday. The plan for today is to be able to get my like kind of pre-harvest done. So Thursdays, when I have a Saturday market, I used to always kind of harvest all the things, then they could get in the cooler, they could get a nice rest. When you harvest and then let things rest for like up to 24 hours in the cooler, it actually gives them a better vase life than if you pick it and use it right away. It sounds a little bit backwards because they're older, but it makes a huge difference. So plan is try to get most of the picking for the market done so that all I have to do is put together bouquets tomorrow for the market, and then it should be a pretty good timeline. I got home yesterday and my back was so sore. Just made me laugh. You know, it's been a while since I've been out kind of doing the farm work, and I'm obviously a little bit out of shape. So I'm moving a little bit slower. Putting the bouquets together was still happening, you know, at kind of my regular pace. But, you know, my harvesting is about 1/3 slower than it normally is. So, you know, just gonna take a few more hours than it would have to get this done. But, you know, honestly, I think there's probably only about like 8 hours of work to be able to do an entire market. And I checked the bouquets and there's still lots in the stand. So, you know, I can just kind of focus on getting things going for the weekend. The quantity of flowers available to be harvested is, you know, a little bit less than what I ideally would like to have to deal with. I know that there's enough marigolds, because plan is kind of to make 50 bouquets. There's enough marigolds to create a base. There's lots of the anise hyssop. You know, there's the little filler bits, those sedums, they look awesome. And you know, there's a whole bed of them, so I can get lots of that. But you need focal flowers, right? So I got about 100 sunflowers yesterday, and I picked about 100 zinnias to put together those 30 bouquets. But, you know, as I kind of look at the zinnias, you know, it looks nice, but, you know, when I look up this bed of zinnias, you know, I can see flowers. There's probably about 200 flowers that I can see, but the problem with zinnias is you have to pick them at the right stage or else they don't have any vase life. So, like if we come down to this patch here, right? Like this one is, it's just starting to be able to pick. You need to have it like nice, strong stems, but kind of like when they first start opening up, the stems are weak and flimsy, and you can't pick those. Zinnias are one of those flowers that you have to kind of pick when they're fully open. You don't pick them at like bud stage. So even though there is, you know, a couple beds worth of zinnias, when I go through and pick this tomorrow, there's probably only going to be about half of them that are going to be able to get harvested. And then in the sunflowers, there is some stuff that's starting to open up again. You know, so I wouldn't be surprised if by tomorrow there's probably another 50 sunflowers that'll be ready. So you know, so that's gonna help, right? Like, so a sunflower, I usually price them at about $2.50. Zinnias are kind of, you know, $2. So the goal of the bouquet is making $20 bouquet is to get enough flowers in there that it adds up to $20. So, you know, I'll be able to make some bouquets that are kind of a little bit more sunflower focused, have a couple sunflowers and then a couple zinnias, and that'll kind of like buy me some space in those bouquets to make up for kind of not having as many focals as I'd like. Back at my house, some of my glads have started opening up. So I might do a look through those. I might get a harvest on those, you know, because if I could have, you know, even if I find 10 glads in my yard, I can add a single glad into the bouquets, and that'll kind of get me 10 bouquets that have a glad in it. Yeah, so I know I can do it. But first things first is I need buckets. I did a bit of a tidy in here yesterday before I did the bouquets for the stand, and I was kind of like washing buckets as I use them, but it's like every single bucket on the farm is dirty, so like I need to be able to like have all the buckets for the market display and to do a big harvest to fill the cooler. I'm gonna have to be able to wash up all these buckets first, you know, and then it'll be good. Give it a bit of a reset. You know, they're easier to clean when they haven't dried out. And a bunch of these like had flowers in them yesterday that were no good anymore, that I emptied out. So now's the time to wash them. They'll be harder to wash later in the week if I don't do them today. Okay, bucket's done. Now it's time to get on to harvesting. I'm gonna, because it's morning, I think it's about 11:30 now. So as the day goes on, it's gonna get hotter. Oh, we have a sad bow. We have a sad bow. Oh, you're so sad. You're so sad. As the day goes on, it gets hotter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the things that are kind of the most susceptible to heat first, right? So the first thing I'm gonna pick is the anise hyssop. I'm gonna get 2 big buckets of it. So then it's in the cooler, it gets cooling down, and it'll be really good for me to use tomorrow. Then I'm gonna move on to marigolds, and then statice. Statice you can pick anytime, it doesn't care. And then I'll see where I'm at. I might go away and then come back later tonight when it's cooler to do some more picking again. I have the cooler filling up, and I have half of the statice picked, but I need to go pick up Leah from camp now. So I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. It's 2:30 now, and so I think I'm gonna come back later, kind of go do dinner with the kids, and then come back after, and I'll get to picking again. I think probably another hour of statice picking, and if I spend another hour, I could probably get another thing of filler. Maybe it would be nice to get some Rebecca into the cooler for overnight. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. Things are advancing at the rate that I thought they would, so we're on track. I'm back at the farm. I ended up coming back here last night and got a couple more hours of picking in, but I didn't film anything. So it's looking pretty good. It's Friday at noon. The weather is pretty overcast. So this is kind of very, very ideal harvesting weather. The flowers, it's nice and cool, great for harvesting. So let's see what we got in the cooler here. So it's looking pretty full. It's kind of hard to see in, but I got all the fillers, lots of marigolds, sunflowers. I got a bunch of rudbeckia. I have some statice inside the outbuilding. At this point, I need to pick the zinnias. I kind of held off on the zinnias till today. I need to do another pick on the sunflowers. There's some ammi that I need to get. Sedum, I want to grab some sedum. And yeah, and then some bits and pieces. Then I gotta start putting these bouquets together. The stand is looking pretty good. So on Wednesday I made up 32 bouquets, and there is currently 12 in the stand. So 20 have sold, which is good. And because there's 12 up there, I'm probably good until this evening when I start doing market bouquets before I need to restock at all. I'll flip out at the end of the night whatever hasn't sold in there. Those I'll get rid of, and then I'll restock for the weekend. I think I'll probably put 20 bouquets in for overnight. The goal's to do 60 bouquets, so that should probably take like 4 hours of arranging. Yeah, and then, you know, because I just have the van, but yeah, I think I can fit 40 bouquets, no problem, into the van. Yeah, I don't know, it's feeling good, feeling doable. I know tomorrow when I wake up at 5 to do the market, I'll be feeling pretty tired. But then after that, like, it's gonna be pretty simple to just keep the stand going, and, you know, I'll keep doing a pick on the sunflowers, get those into the cooler for when Becca gets back. But yeah, better get to it.
So high, never thought I'd have it all, floating somewhere in the sky, and I don't think I'll ever fall. Hold on.
Well, the rain's rolled in, and it's raining pretty good. One of the nice things about working on a farm where you live is that if it rains and you get all wet, then you can just go inside your house and change into dry clothing and keep going. But it is not the case here. So I'm probably gonna keep harvesting, get all my harvesting done, and then maybe I'll take the kids home, do a change, grab them some dinner, and then come back to make bouquets. I'm very wet, but I have a pretty good collection of flowers now, and I need to get stuff for the roadside stand. Everything has been selling really well today. Yeah, so I'm gonna quickly throw some things together. I'm gonna let these flowers dry out for a little bit and get some dinner for the kids, and then I'm gonna come back and make bouquets.
Don't let go of me yet. Don't want it to end. Just stay right here. Hold on, don't let this slip away. 'Cause I don't know anybody quite like you. You can lift me up, and the truth is I'm falling.
Got a handful of bouquets. Let's go restock that stand. Hopefully we haven't completely sold out, but this should get us to at least tonight when I finish up the bouquets for the market. There was still one bouquet left, so it wasn't a complete sellout. You know, now it's talking back up. How many did I got? I brought 7. So we got 8 in the stand. It's 4 o'clock now, you know, so there might be a little bit of a rush of people after work on Friday picking stuff up. But yeah, all bouquets soon. I'm back at the farm. I've showered and snacked the children, and I pulled all the flowers out of the cooler, and it's 7 o'clock. So now it's bouquet making time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get this done by 10. The plan is to get 60. I definitely have enough flowers for 60 bouquets. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have to get up at 5:30 tomorrow, so you know, be nice to like get home, get the kids to bed, you know, get to bed before midnight, because it's gonna be a long, busy day again tomorrow.
Didn't think I'd climb so high. Never thought I'd have it all. Floating somewhere in the sky. And I don't think I'll ever fall. Hold on, don't let go of me yet. Don't want it to end, just stay right here. Hold on, don't let this slip away. 'Cause I don't know anybody quite like you. You can lift me up, and the truth is I'm falling. I'll be there till I'm gone. I don't need anybody, only you. You can lift me up, and the truth is I'm falling. Oh, 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 oh. I'll be there till I'm gone.
All right, 10 o'clock, and I'm done. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I ended up getting 70 bouquets made. I made 50 for the market, and then there's about 20 to go up to the stand. Becca has I don't know what the deal is, but a standing special order every early Saturday morning. They said that they're a $20 bouquet, but make them bigger. So I made these really decadent ones, which I'm like, oh, they look so good. And I gotta say, the bouquets, these these look pretty great. And look, I totally had flowers left. You know, even zinnias. I was feeling like maybe I didn't have enough zinnias, but yeah, I probably have enough flowers here that I can still throw together another 15, no problem. So that's great in case the stand's really busy this weekend.
I'll be there till I'm gone. I'll be there till I'm gone. I'll be there till I'm gone.
Now to get the stand loaded up, so I don't have to do that in the morning. And I think I'm just gonna leave stuff and I'm gonna load the van in the morning. I'm gonna come over here earlier, but I do want to get the stuff back in the cooler. You know, a bunch of the leftovers. I may need to make more bouquets tomorrow, and it's still gonna be plenty good all weekend. But it's a little warm in here, so I should put it away. It looks really good in here. So there was 4 bouquets left from today, so that means that there's now 22 bouquets in here. That's lots. I mean, that'd be incredible if they'd all sell tomorrow. But this will probably be good to keep the stand going for tomorrow and Sunday, and then I just have to worry about doing the market. You made it. You unpacking?
So are we going to that gap?
I think so. We gotta double check, but
Oh,
what do you think, Leah? We've made it. Now we just need to set up. Each bucket is a different smell. Sunflowers. Pure sunflowers is your favorite.
At least they have somewhat of
I kind of like the. What do you think's gonna sell the best? You're ready to sell lots now? It's taller than you. Which one's your favorite? Because each bucket has a different style. Sunflowers. Pure sunflowers is your favorite.
At least they have somewhat of
I kind of like the yellow. What do you think's gonna sell the best? It's 10 o'clock and the market has just started to pick up, and so far we sold $140, so that's not bad. It's 11:30 and I've sold 21 bouquets, so I'm gonna sell at least half, which is awesome. It's 12:30 now and I've actually sold a lot. I think I've done about 35 bouquets. I sold out on sunflowers, which is crazy. That never happens. Yeah, so that's really exciting. That's way more than I expected. I was kind of thinking $500 or $600 max. Well, that's a pretty impressive market. I had no idea I was going to sell that much. I think probably pretty close to $800, which is amazing. I'm back at the farm. It is Tuesday now, and today is the last day that I'm looking after the farm. So I'm just doing some cleanup. I just went and harvested all the sunflowers. They're, you know, at the perfect stage to get them in the cooler, so they'll be useful for next weekend, for being able to go back to the market again, hopefully, you know, or to sell at the stand throughout the week. So get those before they blow open. And then the other thing that I want to get done today is I still have all the buckets left over. So I want to make sure to get all the buckets reset, give a little bit of a tidy, just make sure that, you know, everything's going to be easy for, you know, everything to continue after Becca gets back. A few bouquets left over from the weekend that didn't sell, but yeah, that's really not too bad. I was here last night and I was making up bouquets for, you know, for today, and you know, stuff that'll last for next couple days, get the stand all stocked. Yeah, and I checked the stand, and you know, there's still lots in there. It's early in the day, so you know, I think there was still, I made 23, I think there was like 18 bouquets left. So that should be lots. That should be more than enough for the sales that'll happen today and tomorrow. Obviously, not everything's sold. After the market, there was some bouquets left, and they weren't looking great. There was a lot of sun that was onto the display in the morning, and so you know, some of the bouquets had some more delicate stuff, like the Ami, even the anise hyssop doesn't necessarily love being in the sun. So some of them melted, so there was a little bit of loss there. And then there was a few in the stand that didn't sell, that I took out, you know, after they kind of aged out a little bit. But I ended up making 150 bouquets this week, which that's a lot of bouquets. I was a little nervous about coming and doing this work, especially after that very first day when I came and I made bouquets. I was really sore the next day. Overall, I'm really shocked how out of shape I am. I need to start doing some more active stuff. I need to get some weight training in, because I'm not doing those 50-pound lifts all day every day. And you know, they are healthy for me, so I should do at least a few of them back at home. But overall, you know, I've been pretty happy with how things like went here. You know, I definitely didn't expect the market to do as well as it did. You know, that was pleasant to see. It was so fun to like get to see all my market friends too, to, you know, say hi to people that I haven't seen in like a year. Some of them I hadn't seen in 2 years. So, you know, that made for like a really wonderful day. I had the farm for 6 years, and one of the things that I didn't really realize, you know, in the day-to-day was how much skills I was building. I know last year when I was kind of, you know, I was tracking my hours a little bit more closely because I wasn't living at the farm when I was coming to work at the farm. So I was a little bit more aware of how much time I was spending at the farm. And I was really happy with like how efficient the work actually was. You know, like everything on the farm takes forever. You know, but like over the years of just handling all the work, you know, I built a speed that, you know, like I feel pretty happy and comfortable with. I did the math, and including the day at the market for the prep and the you know, the harvesting, the arranging, washing the buckets, going down to the market, all of that, it only took me 20 hours. And, you know, that also included the bouquets that went into the stand for the weekend. So, you know, that's a pretty good number for, you know, for all that work. Coming back to the farm this week to help out. You know, like I was happy to do it, but I was nervous that a lot of those skills that I built were going to have kind of disappeared. I was kind of nervous that the skills were also like the muscles, and without doing the farming for the past year in the same way that I have gotten weak, that I wouldn't have maintained those skills. But that wasn't the case. You know, in the first clump of bouquets that I made to stock the stand, I was moving a little bit slower than I wanted to be. But by the time it came to prepping for the market, you know, I really hadn't lost any of my speed, and you know, it felt really nice to know, you know, that I have those skills still. You know, here on the farm, I put in my 10,000 hours. You know, I learned a lot. And you know, sometimes when you move on from projects, you know, the question is like sunk cost fallacy, right? Like, did you waste your time, or are you taking things away from it? You know, and so this week on the farm, you know, it definitely leaves me feeling like, you know, there is a lot of skill that I still have. There's a lot that I've taken away from my time on the farm. And even though I'm not here on the farm anymore, all of that is still inside of me. And, you know, and it feels nice. It feels nice to be reminded of what I'm capable of. I've been struggling a little bit in my yard this year, you know, and maybe part of that is that, you know, like here on the farm this week, it's the reward of seeing the end product. It's the reward of doing the harvest and the sales, right? Like that's the perfect way of being able to look and see what I'm capable of, you know, to make 150 bouquets. That's a huge number. When it's laid out at the market, it looks amazing. It's easy to celebrate yourself with that. Whereas back at my house, you know, it just feels like an insurmountable amount of work. But I feel like this has been a really valuable lesson for me this week here, to know that even though it's challenging back home, if I can do this, I can do anything. Are you ready to roller disco? We are off to roller disco. I told the kids if we did good at the market and I made some money, I'd buy us roller skates. On Tuesday nights in Kelowna, they've been doing a roller disco night. It has skate rentals and we've all been really enjoying it. So we're off to do that.
You're getting our skates.
Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time. All in one place, all on your terms. I love how easy they make it for me to build a website with their cutting-edge design tools like Blueprint AI and a library of professionally designed templates. But that's not all. Squarespace's invoicing and email campaigns simplifies running your business, leaving you more time for your customers. And it's never been easier to offer services like consultations or experiences with tools like built-in appointment scheduling, or even create member-only content to sell courses and more behind a paywall. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/youcaneatthegrass to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.